Good morning, Randall.
Hey, good morning, David. It's another fine Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, right?
It is right on time.
Well, I'm just so excited about the series you have running because it's speaking to me a lot personally, being in transition like I am, as you know. And I understand today we're going into lesson two at 11 a.m. at heartlightcharlotte.org if people want to check it out on how the pain body feeds.
Yes. First of all, let's remind everybody that the pain body is an accumulation of events that have happened in our life, and not only how we think about them in memory, but how we are emotionally charged by it. It's the
Yes.
emotional charge that becomes registered as a blueprint or a pattern within that part of ourselves that we don't want to deal with. So we just kind of file it away and think it's out of sight, out of mind, but nothing is
Right.
ever out of sight, out of mind.
No, it's not. And then it gets triggered in certain ways. What can trigger the pain body?
Well, according to Tolley, who's made this very conscious to all of us for the last 20 years,
Right.
his point of view is that as it accumulates, it becomes alive unto itself. And of course, it doesn't become alive unto itself. We give it the life by giving it the energy of not recognizing it. The real
Hmm.
key here is to recognize your pain body and not deny it, because what we deny then gathers on its own accumulation of its own energy until it creates what we might call a field unto itself. Now, when that
Yes.
field reaches a certain level, much like I have breakfast in the morning and I think, boy, I'm full. I don't want anything else to eat. But by 12:30, I'm hungry again because I've used up that energy. So as we enter into this place of being aware of the the pain body then becomes aware of itself. When it becomes aware of itself is what we're referring to. It becomes hungry. And
Okay.
Randall, what that really means to be hungry, it means it's looking for something outside of itself that matches itself. So if I've piled away layers and layers of anger in my life that I've not dealt with, then it produces a field of anger. And then like
Yes.
attracts like, and I start looking for things to make me angry, and I don't even know why I'm doing it. But it's the pain body because it's hungry.
Well, it's seeking what? Relationship?
Everything is relationship. Everything is energy. Everything is relationship. So
Right. And it often shows up. It gets triggered by an event of some sort, as you say, and then we feel this what? Emotional wave.
yeah, a wave, a charge, I call it, but it is an activation of some kind that activates it into thinking it's alive, at least whether it is or not. It thinks it's alive, and
Yeah.
that's when it begins to reach out and use the laws of attraction. You know, the laws of attraction doesn't mean always attracting money and big houses and whatever, but it's attracting things in the unconscious that have not been taken care of. So let's say I have a day and the day seems fine to me, but all of a sudden it's a heavy day. It's a day that I just feel discouraged. Not about anything particular in my life at the moment, but I'm
Yeah.
discouraged. And that is the body and the emotional body telling us there's work to be done in the unconscious shadow part that Jung talked about.
So it can be helpful to give it attention, or is it helpful? What's helpful with
Well,
regard to handling it?
excellent question. I'm going to have to use a scripture on this one because this is a controversial scripture. I have nobody talk about. I put it in my book, a chapter, but agree with your adversary quickly, lest he bring you before the judge and cast you into prison.
Hmm.
That word agree with your adversary, translated from the Greek, is understand your adversary. So the more we understand the process of what's going on in our life pertaining to the pain body, the more that we can deal with it from a different frequency and a different level. And that disrupts the frequency of whatever's in the pain body because it can't
Yeah.
find a match for itself.
So it sounds like the first thing we need to do is have awareness of it and just recognize that it's there and not deny
First
it.
thing, first thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the pain body, is it seeking joy and happiness, or is it seeking? It's a kind of a negative pattern, a negative energy, isn't it? Since it's called a pain body.
Yeah, good point. Well, we know we live in a polarized kind of 4D dimension right now. 4D meaning that everything is intensified, and 3D we've not healed in ourselves. So that's why maybe someone listening to us has up days and low days. There's hardly any middle days anymore. We're either up
Okay.
or we're down because of the
Yes.
extremity of the polarization of this time. And that is being activated by the new energy that's coming in, that's activating everything in us that we have even forgotten we had is
Uh-huh.
emerging. We call it our subconscious, unconscious pathologies are emerging. Like if my body gets toxic enough, it'll show up on my body as a breakout or a rash or something like
Yeah.
that. And we're living in the rash of times, so to speak, of what's coming up politically, religiously, or whatever.
Okay. And the pain body then, as it becomes activated and we begin our negative thinking or we start telling stories around it, uh, we can also start seeking, as you said earlier, it's seeking relationship. And so we're looking for a reaction and drama then. We're looking to create even more of it. The pain
Yes,
body is.
yes, absolutely. It wants to relive that traumatic issue. The trouble is we think let's say something happened to us early in life, abuse or something kind of like that, or some kind of grief or whatever uh,
Right.
has been there, and we remember it, but we really don't remember what exactly happened. So we make up a story about what happened, and that's
Yes.
what becomes emotionally charged to activate what we're calling the pain body.
Okay. And so the more pain we feed it, the more fuel it gets, and it can become overwhelming
Mm-hmm. And
to
that's
us.
that's something we as human beings have that no other animal has on the planet, and that's the development of our frontal cortex, in which we can choose again. We can re-choose, make another choice about something, and that's where all the
Hmm.
teachings do fit in about change your mind, change your life type thing. I don't think that's a destination, but I think it's a great layer for people to realize that their power lies in the ability to make a different choice about things that they think may
Hmm.
have happened in a certain way. And I'll guarantee you, Randall, if most of us could really find out what really happened, we would find out, oh, that's totally different than what I thought happened.
Yes. And so you also talk about, and I know you will in the class today at 11 a.m. at heartlightcharlotte.org, you'll be talking about what does not feed it, which in turn can be an answer to way to help alleviate it. And you talk about joy. Are you talking about kind of managing your attention or what?
I like that. Managing your attention. That's what I'm saying. That's where our power lies in the ability to be our own builders, our own architects, our own ability to create a different perception of something in that way. But yeah, I think that people are ready to dive in and really clear out all this karmic debt. That's what this is about, is going back and cleaning the house. I forget what I've stuffed down in the basement of my house. I have no idea what's down there. I know there's stuff down there, and I'd probably be shocked to go down there and find out. Now, I kind of remember putting this there. I kind of remember putting that there, but I bet I'd be shocked to go down there and find out all the stuff that I don't remember I put in there.
Yes.
Also, I can stuff things in the attic of my house. So you got the basement, which is the subconscious, and you got all the
Subconscious.
stuff
Okay.
up here. Uh, and sometimes, like if you're going to sell your house, you just got to get in those closets, you got to get in those attics, you got to get in those basements, and you got to clear out stuff you didn't even know you had, and get ready for the next move. The next move.
Yes.
That's what we are positioning ourselves is for the next move.
Well, that's true, and I know that's what what I'm working on. And my pain body, having been activated recently this morning, I decided to take a walk facing the sun, so that the sun was hitting me, and I was out there. I was able to move my attention to the birds and to the feeling of the warmth of the sun, and relieve some of that desire to put more thought around the painful feelings that I was having.
I loved hearing that because we all should do that. First thing in the morning, we need to step outside of our house and take off our glasses and actually look as close to the sun as we can to activate the pineal gland. And that gives us a more awake day. If we go through the day kind of, kind of feeling that grogginess and
Yes.
whatever, often this have to do with melatonin being created by the pineal gland, which happens by light. So the sunlight is going to activate that and give us a more alert self.
Well, one thing I'd like to remind people of, we're with the Academy of Spiritual Awakening, and on the Academy website, we have lots of courses, meditations, things like that that go hand in hand with the membership. And people can get a free sample of the membership at the site by going to davidhulse.com. That's David, Hulse, .com, and get a sample just by sharing your email with us, and to move further and more deeply into understanding how to handle these things. So thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day. We'll see you at 11.